Here's your host, Clay Nelson.
Hey, hi. This is Clay Nelson, Clay Nelson Life Balancer on KZSB AM 1290. And today's show is going to be pretty special. It's called Completion, because there's so much going on in my life that I'm completing and changing, or other people are completing and changing. I thought it'd be a good idea to maybe do a show on what it's like to complete and make major changes in one's life. And it's not due to medical, and it's purely choice. It's really not due to financial or because of financial. It's purely a choice that you make. And it's a commitment that you have to look at and say, hey, I'm not going to live my life this way anymore. Or, hey, I really enjoyed living my life this way, and now it's time to move on and give this other stuff a shot because of my age, or because I want to, or because that's what I want to do. So today's show is all about completion. So I'm going to complete, this will be the last show I do for KZSB, AM 1290. I've done, I think, 104 shows over the last 2.5 years. I've absolutely enjoyed it, learned a lot, made a big difference, I believe, although there's no way to know that except for the feedback I get from people I meet on the street or in airports or emails I get or whatever. But, it's all about playing full out until you don't, and then you got to go do what you got to do until you start playing full out again. So today's show on completion is all about preparing to do my last show here, at least for a while anyway, and what it means for me to get complete. I'm getting complete in my marriage. I'm getting complete in my radio show. I'm getting complete in some of the coaching I do. I'm starting a bunch of new writing. I'm doing some writing for NewsHawk. I'm doing some writing for a bunch of concrete construction magazines. My speaking career is just about doubled, if not tripled, this year. So next year is going to be phenomenal. So it's all the changes that you go through as you get to a place in your life where it's time to quit chasing the almighty dollar and quit doing what you don't want to do and do more what you do want to do, because that's the plan. And it's not because of the economy, although the economy, what's going on in America, what's going on with people in America right now really needs a lot of motivation, really needs a lot of calming down, really needs a lot of getting committed to make it work. And I'm probably one of the best people in the world on speaking on those topics. So I'm going to go out and do just that. I'm going to stir it up everywhere I know how. I'm going to make a difference with everybody I meet. And that's what I do. That's what I'm committed to. And that's what I'm going to have happen. So in completing, you have to think about so much ill will that one person may have towards another is all about being, unresolved or incomplete issues. So when an issue remains unresolved or incomplete, it festers. So the more the issue festers, the deeper and more incomplete people get involved become. So you have to understand that completion is all about, if you have something that's bugging you, you got to go handle it. And the way you handle it is you have to get with the person or the issue that's bugging you. You have to talk it out. You have to get it to a place where you get complete and you get sure about what you're doing and what you're not doing, and what you will do and what you won't do. And then that has to be acceptable with the other person. Now, the problem with all of this is, I've found over the years, and in my marriage I've had this problem for years, is half of what I do because the other half doesn't say what they want to do. So you have to do the best you can and play full out, do what you got to do, and then you got to take the heat if where you went was the wrong way, but you didn't get the input you wanted. So it's all about full and complete communication. It's all about being straight. It's all about being complete in what you have to say, even if you're wrong when you say it. What do you think about that? So it's like taking a look at what's happening here. So, hey, I've got a caller on line one. Frank, hi.
Hey, good afternoon. Sorry
Hi.
to hear you're coming to an end of an era, shall we say?
Yeah, and by choice. I mean, it's
Sure.
I've gotten to a place and I thought through it and I went, it's time for me to make some room to see what next is going to show up. And if you just keep doing the same old all the time and you don't make any room, what's next doesn't have any room to show up.
Oh, that's true.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, some people's homes are filled with stuff and just gets fuller and fuller and fuller. You got no room to move around.
Yeah, and the stuff can't hug you.
I never thought of it that way.
That's
myself.
right. So you want to, and I'm not saying that the people I'm with or the people that are around me or the people I've met can't hug me. It's just time for me to go meet different people or different ideas and different values and go out and see what else is going on the planet. And and at my age, I mean, I'm the responsible white hair, okay? And I have the financial wherewithal, I have the intellectual ability, I have the worldly experience where I can get out and share some of my experience in the world. So hopefully I can make a difference for some people where they don't have to go live their lives and pay the prices I had to pay. I get to give back now.
Oh, I think it's a great thing, and like I say, I'm certainly hopeful that your website will still be there for people to access the information.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. ClayNelsonLifeBalance.com. You can get the same information. It'll be there. I'll be doing some podcasts there. I'm going to be doing some work with an organization called Noozhawk.com, NOOZHAWK.com. I'm going to be writing some articles there. And then I'll have articles in just about every magazine that has anything to do with construction in the United States, National Home Builders Association, local HBAs, NARI, you name it. So I'm going to be all over the place. Believe me, I'm not going to sit down and do nothing and just vibrate to death. That ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen.
Never heard it put that way before, but I understand it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, and the truth is, for the first time in my life also, I don't own, a plan that says, I'm going to go do this because that's what's next. I'm going to complete as much stuff as I can, as honorably as I can, and don't leave any body bags behind me. Don't get anybody too upset, and don't burn any bridges. And I'm going to make room for something else to show up. I mean, just because I'm 65 doesn't mean I'm going to sit down and wait to die. It's not the way it works, especially nowadays.
Gotcha.
So you better hang on, dude. There's going to be a white flash in front of you. It's going to be me.
I just asked that you use your turn signal.
Yeah. All right, Frank. Thanks for calling.
And best to you.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now, so again, it's all about, managing, not being the person who either, absorbs and keeps ill will towards another or creates ill will in another. And I'm learning how to do that. I'm fair at it. There are some people in my life right now that I have to complete with that in all honesty, I'm pretty mad at. I'm pretty hurt by. I'm pretty offended by. And I'm learning how to get over it because, respectfully, all that does is take up space in your head. And it's a neat thing to say on the radio, but when I'm driving down the road, I'm swearing at them. So I'm just human. That's just the way it is. So how do you resolve an incomplete issue? I mean, when we get back into this next break, I'm going to talk about that to some length. So if you've got some stuff, I tell you what, on this break, if you're not driving, write down either the people's names in the issue or the issues that you are unresolved about that's taking up energy and space in your mind. And I'll work with you on getting it worked out, okay? So you're listening to Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour on KZSB AM 1290. Get on back here.
The only advice I have to pass